Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to replace a flywheel key on my old Craftsman push mower. So what happened is I managed to run over my own dust flap here, which is real nice. So when I did that, instantly the mower stopped running, and then I fired it back up, fired right back up, but it's always been a little not quite right since it runs. So it tells me that I dinged the flywheel key a little bit. No big deal. We'll go ahead and fix it and let's make it happen. Okay, so as I mentioned before, we need to do the flywheel key on this. In my infinite wisdom, I ran over my own dust guard. So that was brilliant. But let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, we'll use our little red wagon here. Remove this cover, just a Phillips head. This here comes right off. And then we've got these three on top for the pull rope. Or these two. These two come off over here. And this little cover comes off. Just slide it back out of the way. Okay, now we need to go in with our 3/8 ratchet, and let's get some of this off. Oh, not 3/8. Let's go in with our 5/16 socket. Get those off. 3 of them. Just like that. It's actually easier with a magnet. Okay, use a magnet. Save those. Now up here in the front, there's a couple of bolts right here to pull this off. This is a 3/8 socket. Pull those out. Okay. And then there is one more bolt over here for the gas tank, which is also a 3/8, I believe. That's down here. And when you pull this off, there's also a little rubber spacer. So it goes like this. Pull the fuel tank. So the little screw went in here. It's spacer like this, and then the bolt goes through here, and then your little spacer goes on like this, and then it goes back into the engine block. Keep those together. So that's the fuel tank. You can't go too far because you still got your fuel hose hooked up, and that's fine. Alright, now let's pull the dipstick tube off. 5/16. Okay, once that's off, let's go back to our 3/8. We've got 2 bolts here, one here and one here. Okay. Now with this is all free, but there's a catch. You have to take the dipstick tube out right here. Or you can pivot it over. I'm going to do that for now. I already cleaned up around here, but if you haven't, clean this area good so you don't have any dirt that goes down into the crankcase because it's wide open. Okay. Now, get this off. Sometimes they fight. There we go. Kind of throw it off to the side. Alright. Now we got to pull this off. This is for the starter. This is what your starter actually pulls on. So we'll get a socket for that and then we'll get that done. Okay, we'll get this starter pulley off. 15/16 socket. Zip that off, just like that. Tap all the dirt out of it. Then we'll get a puller and we'll pull the flywheel off. But before we can do that, we need to squeeze that handle to release the brake. Right now the brake is on right here, so I can't turn this. When I squeeze that handle, that brake will release. So I'm gonna go get something to do that and go get my puller. Let's see, let's look at the key. Yep. See, the flywheel key is definitely mangled. So we'll be replacing that. It's a couple of days later. The weather hasn't been very cooperative, and I did something stupid. Well, something I didn't want to do anyway. When I was setting up for the last shot, I stood up with my 1/2" impact and I dropped it on the flywheel. And look what I did. I broke it. You can see right where it snapped off there. So I went to stand up and I dropped my 1/2" impact. When it came down, it went right on the flywheel and broke it. So that was exciting. But I ordered a new used one off of eBay for not very much money. So we're going to put that one on. Same part, just used. Anyway, let's get to it. So I'm going to put the flywheel on, but first I'm going to replace this original fuel line. This is the original one from 2006. I noticed a crack in it earlier here up near the clamp. So I'm going to go ahead and replace that. So we'll go ahead and get started with that. Fuel line, tools, cutters, clamps. Easy enough to do with your angled pliers. Get in here, pull this back, just like so. It's much easier to do when you don't have the flywheel or the flex plate or anything else in the way. Flywheel or the housings. Much easier. Might as well. While you're in there, right? Isn't that the secret to it all? Get it done while you're in there. Okay. Let's see. I need a piece about yay long. Okay. Couple of clamps. There's that. That on. There we go. Get up on there. Just like that. Okay. Now that that's done, we'll throw one more clamp on the other side so we don't forget it, because that stuff happens. I think we've all been there. And then we'll throw it back on the tank when we get to that point. Not quite there yet, though. Okay. Now, let's get this flywheel installed. Here it is, my new, to me, used flywheel. It's supposed to be the correct part number. It looks correct. Smells correct. So let's give it a try. Now, one other thing I did is for the flywheel key, I had this assortment here. Don't even know where I got it. It might have been Amazon. I don't think this is the Harbor Freight one, but it might be. If you look in here, we got these different sizes of keys, but none of them are the right size. Now, you can order these exact keys even from Amazon and make your life really easy for Briggs and Stratton keys. I don't know the part number, but you can find them. So instead of trying to modify one of these, which will take me a month of Sundays, and I'm cold, I'm going to do it like this. You can see where the damage was when the flywheel key got smushed. And the way it goes in here, let's see if we can duplicate it. So it went in other way, like this. Yeah, like that. And it just basically dented it. So it didn't fully shear it. So what I want to do, I'm going to reuse it. I'm just going to flip it 180 and put it back in, just to save me some time and hassle. Alright, so let's get this set on here. And again, I've got the brake pinned off over here. So then we want to stick this in here. Sorry, I might be blocking your way here. It's hard to do with gloves on, but it's cold. Okay. Just like this. I'll pick this up a little bit. Get this key in here. Just like that. There we go. Nice. And I'm going to hit it with the impact lightly. I'm sure there's a torque spec for it. And that feels like a pretty good torque spec to me. Good enough. That looks really good. Okay. Now it's just reverse of disassembly. Get it all put back together. Let's start by putting the fuel line back on here, since we've got fuel in this tank. And I'm tired of it leaking everywhere. And there we go. Okay, let's get our starter back on. Just kind of angle it this way and push down, just like that. Okay, we're grabbing there. That's good. Let's get our bolts going. Get the dang gloves off, because they're always a pain in the butt. The larger bolts go up here. This. Actually, I think it was, not that it matters, but I think it was this one here. I don't think it was a self-tapper. Okay. There we go. And back here, we had these guys. Like so. Okay, now we get our friend the fuel tank on. That's where the spacer comes in. Spacer comes down through here. Put the bolt in, then the spacer. Like this. Kind of line it up. I don't know if you can see much. There we go. Before I snug that up, let's get all these guys in. That. I guess that bolt does have to go in right now. Good enough. Put you back up here. Let's get all the rest of these started. Okay, they're all tight. 3 bolts here, and this one here is tight. These are all done by hand, not with an impact. Okay, we'll get this cover back on. Okay, I'd like that back, please. Thank you very much. Snug. Snug. Okay, and that should be it. Get cleaned up and see if it starts. Okay, purge. It's the first start in months and months and months. Hopefully she runs. Squeeze the handle, pull. And that's that. All right. Thanks for watching.